The man sat in the coffee shop for a full 9 hours, glancing nervously around every few minutes, as if waiting for death to come. When the clock struck 1:20, the man suddenly burst into tears, accompanied by a deafening roar. The entire streets of Seoul began to shake. Just then, 3 monsters burst into the coffee shop. They had no human features, only a row of sharp teeth. The monsters immediately knocked the man flying. The surrounding customers were terrified. Taking advantage of a moment when the monsters turned away, the man ran frantically toward the exit. The 3 monsters gave chase, relishing the thrill of the hunt like predators. But strangely, they never harmed any passers-by, seeming to have locked in on the man as their sole target. As the monsters closed in, the man frantically crawled under a car, but he had underestimated their strength. The sturdy sedan was quickly smashed to pieces. The man was dragged out. Strangely enough, just as the man was being tortured to the brink of death, a light shone from the monster's palm. It performed a mysterious ritual of judgment in full view of the crowd, then charged into the crowd and vanished without a trace. All that remained at the scene was a charred corpse. This supernatural incident quickly sent shockwaves throughout South Korea. The police swiftly formed a task force to investigate, and online speculation ran rampant about an alien invasion. But Detective Mark didn't believe a word of it. Yet upon arriving at the crime scene, he realized the situation was far beyond his imagination. The scene held nothing but a charred corpse and a street in shambles. There was absolutely no trace of the killer. Just as he was at a loss, a man claiming to be a religious leader appeared at the scene. He delivered a speech in front of everyone, drawing a crowd of followers. He claimed that this tragedy was no accident, but rather a divine judgment from hell. That black monster was the messenger of hell. Only those burdened with sin, who had escaped legal punishment, would face such retribution. After the speech ended, Mark and his colleagues tracked down the religious leader, Ari. Hoping to gather clues about the case, Ayer told them that he had once hiked up a mountain, but when he reached the summit, he witnessed a terrifying scene. 3 monsters were performing a mysterious judgment ritual on a human. After the monsters departed, only a charred corpse remained on the ground. For the next 10 years, he traveled across the country in search of divine signs. Eventually, he became the high priest, warning the world to guard against their own evil thoughts and avoid becoming the next sinner to be judged. After hearing Ari's account, Mark remained somewhat skeptical. If there truly were emissaries from hell, what would be the point of the law? But Ari had heard that Mark's wife had been murdered, and that the killer had consumed illegal substances and committed the murder while in a dazed state. Ultimately, the court ruled the killer was mentally unstable and sentenced him to only 10 years in prison. As a police officer, Mark had no choice but to uphold the law. Upon returning home, he reopened the long-dormant case and discovered that the man who had murdered his wife had been released from prison 5 years earlier. A murderer serving only 5 years in prison made Mark question his faith in the rule of law. At that moment, a seemingly kind woman was running a noodle shop.
저 먼저 가요.
어쩐 일로 일찍 들어간디야?
그냥 장사도 안 되고 먼저 갈게요.
In the eyes of her neighbors, the woman was a warm-hearted person. Little did they know that while she appeared to be a perfect good person, she had long been targeted by the messenger of hell as his next victim. Coincidentally, today was her birthday. Her 2 children had prepared a cake for their mother. Her son recorded a video on his phone, but just as the candles were blown out, the boy witnessed a bizarre scene.
엄마.
The messenger of hell told Lena that she would be sentenced to death in 5 days at 3 p.m. Then she would be sent to hell. Early the next morning, Lena sought help from a lawyer. She didn't go to the police station to file a report. Clearly, she was hiding some secret. During his conversation with her, the lawyer learned that she had previously sought help from Ari, begging for the gods' forgiveness. After all, she still had 2 children to raise, but Ari insisted that the gods will could not be defied. He also made a request. He hoped that on the day of her judgment, she would cooperate with him to record footage of her being taken to hell. Afterward, he would pay her 5 billion won as compensation, enough to support her 2 children for life. The day of the judgment soon arrived. Lena agreed to Ari's proposal and launched a live stream. Tens of thousands of people watched the woman's judgment unfold.